this, and as you look around, look into the corner of Rick Rufus, he has been taking a lot of punishment to his legs, and he also got himself stomped in the belly a while back.
We're going to see these leg kicks that come just driving in there to Rick Rufus. He throws a back leg round kick, and we had 2 points deducted in that last round.
One of them was for stomping Rufus in the belly. I'm not sure what the other one is for, John. The ice in the corner. They didn't get out of the corner.
Yeah, the ice in the corner, and then the second one was for the stomp.
And they are creating yet another avalanche in the corner over there. And once again, as we start for round 3.
Well, this is a tough one to score. I've got Rick Rufus ahead by 3 points.
How can you tell?
Because, yeah, Keith Songret lost 2 points out of the last round. He won that last round, Keith Songret, by 10-8 or 10-9, but he lost 2 points because of all the problems.
Rick Rufus, again, an American fighter, not used to these rules in the long red pants. Kit Songret is not used to being hit. That's a legitimate knockdown. Well, now Schletzinger's calling that one a slip.
The way that works, the kicks to the legs don't get called as knockdowns, they get called as sweeps. So again, it doesn't count as a knockdown.
Rufus with a good left to catching Kit Songret coming in. Kit Songret, a tough young man. Rufus has hurt him a lot, and he's still there. Rufus taking a lot of stuff on his legs here, and you have to wonder if Rick Rufus isn't wondering why in the world he took this fight.
Rufus needs to go back to the plan of moving in more. He's not attacking enough, and he's got to use that type of thing. Straight shots, those side kicks and front kicks can do something to stop a little bit.
Now Rufus, as you say earlier in the fight, was doing that and scoring very well. Shook Kit Songret up badly in the first round. Now he seems to want to dance away, and that's not working. Quite honestly, it's not working.
Good left hand then by Rufus.
A left and a right.
He's catching the Kit Songret go down at the very end of those punches. He's not really hitting in close enough and short enough to have a lot of steam on him.
And there is another potential problem. When Kit Songret comes in to kick, Rufus drops one hand down to block the kick, throws a punch with the other hand, leaving himself wide open. 1:30 left to go in round number 3. We are halfway through round 3. Kit Songret landing the kicks, and Rick Rufus looking a little bit tentative for the first time. Good left and a right and a left by Rufus as he is fighting from the right side. Comes up with a good uppercut into the ribs that shook Kit Songret. Crowd very vocal in the background. John and I can hardly hear each other. There's 1 minute left in round number 3. That shot to the legs hurt Rufus.
Rufus again landing those punches, but they're too far extended to really have a lot of sting on him.
And he's also not able to get a rotation of his hips to throw the punch, John, because he's got bad legs down.
His legs are obviously bothering him. He's really having a problem.
Now there's a throw by Kit Songret, which under normal circumstances is legal. I'm not sure if it's legal in this fight or not, John. Are you?
We didn't really discuss that. We didn't discuss whether it is legal. It's okay. I think that there should be no warnings issued on that because we really discussed that.
And Rufus's legs are clearly hurting him.
Once again, Tom Schlesinger warning him about the throws.
Rick Rufus is over here limping, obviously legs bothering him. If Rufus is going to win this, he's going to have to do it fast.
The problem... Oh, he's penalized him 3 points. Oh, my goodness.
Well, now that's strange. What are the 3 points coming from now? Rufus with a good kick into the ribs. And again,
Rick Rufus just taking, his legs are just taking an absolute pounding.
And you wonder if Rufus isn't being just a little bit too brave here. He doesn't really have much to lose in this thing. He ought to just forget it right now if his legs... Listen, we're talking about a potential world champion here. And you just wonder Well, it is wild and woolly at the Sands, folks, and we're going to have more after this.
The problem that we're having right now, the problem that we're having in this fight is that as we see this hip throw that Keith Songret throws on Rick Rufus, is that we have fighters fighting in two different games, and they really haven't had a chance to work the rules out to the point where both fighters are comfortable with some sort of a blended set of rules, and it's causing an awful lot of discussion and an awful lot of unhappiness on the part of both sides, I would say.
And add to that the language barrier. Obviously, Tom Schlesinger, our referee, who I think is maintaining pretty decent control of this fight, considering, but he doesn't speak Thai. The Thai fighters don't speak English. It's very hard for him to communicate with them in there, and they, of course, are probably feeling slighted by these points penalizing. But then again, the rules are the rules.
We're going to see another strong leg kick here. Bang, right on the inside there of the knee, taking Rick Rufus down. I mean, that's got to be incredibly painful.
Anybody who's ever played a minute of football can tell you how bad that hurts, let alone kickboxing. Rick Rufus. Rick Rufus now trying to keep away from the legs of Kit Songret, and probably his safest haven is as close to Kit Songret as he can get. Rufus has the power, and Kit Songret has never been hit the way Rufus can hit him. And Rufus is hurt now. He tried to spin fist there, and he got kicked, I think, and he is down and hurting. It is not that from a punch, his legs are killing him at the moment. Rick Rufus in the corner. Can we hear this?
Well, he's staying in there. They ought to stop him. His corner ought to stop this.
They really should. This is a case of Rick wanting to be too honorable here. This is an exhibition fight.
He's really taking a chance on suffering some permanent injury.
If he's going to stay, John, he just ought to get right up on the guy and let him have it. Otherwise, he's...
Kit Songret looking very, very strong now, and just obviously extremely aggressively coming in with those leg kicks.
Well, he knows clearly, and the referee, Tom Schlesinger, has stopped this fight, and probably that's a very smart thing to do. Rufus really is not being hurt by punches. What he is being is hurt in the legs, and this is something that it's silly to take any more risk. Rufus, as you can see there by our camera, is in some considerable pain, and they seem to be, well, it's hard to tell where on his legs they're working. It looks like the left one at the moment, the right one at the moment, from this angle.
Well, that's really potentially a very serious situation. Rick Rufus just had his legs pounded there for almost 5 rounds. Keith Songret came back, showed tremendous courage in being able to come back from that knockdown in the first round.
And you really wonder at the wisdom of taking this fight on the part of Rick Rufus, game as he might be and as great a competitor as he is. Bill Wallace is in there working on Rufus. Wallace, obviously with some experience in knee injuries and leg injuries.
We're going to see now Rufus spinning around, but catching it right in the very back of that right knee. And to talk about these leg kicks.